Welcome back to another episode of the Inquisitive Mamba Podcast. This is episode 73. It's a pleasure to be here in studio today. Our guest is Etienne Ortega. It's a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
Today's show. Yeah. So how have you been?
I've been good. I've been working a lot, no rest, but, working on all things positive and yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to introduce you, and I want you to get the chance to tell everyone about you, kind of a little bit about like what you do. We know you're a celebrity makeup artist, but just kind of, give your side of your life and kind of go from there.
Yeah. Well, yes, I'm Etienne Ortega, celebrity makeup artist. I've been doing this for about 15 years now, professionally, because I started a little bit before I ended high school. I was already practicing and on my friends and family and stuff. So it's been a minute. Yes, I work, with mostly celebrities. So I travel a lot around the world, which has been amazing. And normally I just do photo shoots, red carpets, and sometimes personal stuff with my clients. So they keep me pretty busy.
So when did makeup all start for you? Because you said you've been doing it for 15 years, but when did it start for you, in your childhood, or when did it start?
Yeah, so hair and makeup, because I actually do both.
Oh, wow.
And just overall, I'm pretty much a creative, so I like to just get my hands in photography, or even I like to kind of have a vision and that's all my own, and do the hair, the makeup, direct. But makeup for me, beauty, I guess, for me, really started, I want to say when my little sister was born, because I was 11 years old and I always wanted a little sister.
Yeah.
That being said, when my parents were always working since really early, so as she got older, I had to take my brothers and sisters to school every day. So I think it started with me with kind of getting my little sister ready for kindergarten and stuff. I would have to wake up, do her hair, get the boys ready, walk them to school. So I feel like that's where it begun for me. And then by the time I got to high school, I would go, to my local barbershop and get my hair cut every 2 weeks. But every time I would go see this lady, her name was Hilda. She was like, you're gonna have to come back in 3 hours or 2 hours, because I have a whole line of people. But I was like, at the time, I was so curious about hair and how she did color and cutting and makeup and everything, that I would just tell her hey, can I just sit here? Can I just watch? I'll wait 2 hours. So for me, it was I was 12, at 13.
Yeah.
So I went to get a haircut from her for many, many years. And I feel like that's where, that was kind of my preschool for beauty. However, I never wanted to do this professionally. People, during high school.
Yeah.
I would do it on my friends, for fun, and my mom and whoever I could really get my hands on. I just wanted to practice what I was learning from this lady. But never did I say, oh, after high school, I'm going to go be a makeup artist or a hairstylist.
Wow.
My dad wanted me to go to school, to go to college, being that we are immigrants, they just want you to have an education and, because we came to this country and, the whole thing. So yeah, I never planned on it, but I think by the end of senior year, I was just playing around with my friends so much. And I was kind of good, to be honest with you. I was taking big risks on my friends. My friends would let me do bleach their hair and put highlights in their hair and stuff. And this is all just for me learning from that lady.
Wow.
So I was like, you know what? This is kind of good. This is I'm kind of good at this. So I remember senior year, I had clients at this point. That was my side job.
Yeah.
Most kids go, work at a market and stuff, which I did earlier on. But by senior year, I had clients. I was doing like my friends' moms, and it was coming out good. They would, they were paying me like $30. Well, I don't know, so cheap.
Money's
but
money.
like, whatever.
Yeah.
At that time, I was a kid, so I was like, cool, money. But I think what changed the game for me was my friend Alicia's mom asked me to give her friend a makeover, and her friend was, she was going through a lot personally.
Yeah.
I think she was sick at the time, and she was going through a divorce, and I guess she was like in an abusive relationship. So she asked me, I think as a treat, can you do her hair and makeup? So she brought her over to her house. I did her hair and makeup. The whole time she like wasn't looking at herself. So once I was done, she comes to the bathroom and looks at herself, and she starts crying. And she's just like, I have never looked this way. I have never felt so beautiful in my life.
Wow.
Blah, blah. And I think that moment like kind of scarred me in a very positive way. And that's when I realized kind of what beauty means, to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just really like the feeling. Like I'm a person that loves to help people in general. So if I could, transmit confidence and like power into a woman or a man, whoever, like it makes me feel really good and makes me just like purposeful for me. It's not just like, ooh, let me throw on some makeup and, it means so much more to me. So I think that's when I just realized that, that I would go into the business now professionally, because I was going to go to college. And then I just last minute, I told my dad, I was like, I'm not going to waste my time. Like, I don't like school. I mean, I really don't like school.
Who does?
I'm pretty smart, but like, I just don't like it. I'm a creative. Like I want to do things. And so I chose beauty. And that's how it started. I moved to LA at 17 from Ventura County. And now I'm here. It feels like it was just yesterday.
That's crazy. I did look up online. You're 35 years old.
Yeah, I'll be 35 in September 25th.
Guess who has the same birthday?
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, I think we talked about this.
Yeah, I'm a Libra. And so are you.
Amazing.
Yeah, I still can't believe that. I looked it up. I was like, September 25th, I have that birthday.
Yeah.
We have the same birthday.
That's crazy.
So Libra season, that's awesome. But the highs, the lows, it didn't always start, the best for you. So talk about some of the highs and the lows and some of those experiences.
Yeah, it was definitely hard. It was definitely, I think I sometimes even just downplay it because I'm just the type of person to survive and just go.
Yeah.
Like I don't really sit and shit for too long. But moving to LA at 17 was definitely hard because I didn't have a place to live technically.
Wow.
So nor have a car. So I was getting like to go to school. I went to Paul Mitchell. In Alhambra at the time, and I was staying at like friends' house and stuff just to get to school. And then a few months later, I got a car. Finally by myself.
Yeah.
I don't even know how I did it, to be honest. I don't even remember. Because, you had to have good credit and stuff. And I was like just freshly 18. So anyways, in order to get here, it was a lot. I had to get through school. I would go to school 8 hours a day and then go to work 6 hours a day. I was working at Burger King.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was a lot. And when I didn't have a place to sleep, sometimes I would sleep in my car just because I didn't feel like driving all the way back to Ventura County, because the commute was like an hour and a half to 2 hours every day back and forth. So I had a car now, so that was a step up, but then I didn't have a place to live. So I would just commute. Sometimes just crash at friends still or some family. Yeah. But once I graduated there, from Paul Mitchell, I started to work in Beverly Hills at a salon because I thought that's what I had to do. I was like, oh, yeah, let's go into a salon because that's kind of what you go to beauty school for. You're like, I'm going to work at a salon. That same year that I started working at the salon, I think my boss really liked me, and I think he saw my potential.
Yeah.
So he would have me do his clients' blowouts, and he had some celebrity clients like Janice Dickinson. I'm not sure if you're familiar with her, but
I'm not. But
she's like one of the first big supermodels.
Okay.
You know, she's older now, but she's in her prime. She was like everything.
Crazy.
So I would do her blowouts, and I just met a lot of people through the salon. And then I started making friends and, you know, connections. I mean, that's kind of what LA is all about.
Yes.
It's just who you know and stuff. And eventually, you know, I met this woman and we became really good friends, and she was friends with a lot of important people.
Yeah.
And I did her hair and makeup, and then she went to dinner with some people, and we're like, who did your hair and makeup? One of those people happened to be Eva Longoria.
Wow.
So she was like, who did your makeup and your hair? And so then it ended up being, you know, me. So then literally the next day or so, I was like doing Eva Longoria's hair and makeup at 21 years old.
Oh my goodness.
So I was like, that was so big for me, you know, because it was also different back then. It was like, we didn't have social media when I was 21. I mean, not that, we had MySpace.
Right.
You know?
I barely even use MySpace.
Exactly. But it was cool to have that. And then I feel like from there, just kind of kept going up. You know, she opened up a lot of doors for me. So I had more eyes on me. Then eventually, you know, a few years later, Instagram started happening.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm an OG with Instagram because before it was a thing, I was just using it for the filters. Oh, I wasn't even posting anything. I was using it to edit my photos.
Yeah.
I would take, you know, my models' pictures, and then I'd put them on Instagram for the filter. But then once I started uploading them, you know, I was working with models that had like big followings. So I remember the first time I posted Jessica Burciaga. I don't know if anyone's familiar, but I remember getting like 10,000 followers like in one day at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. I was like, this is crazy. Like, that's a lot of, like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So I caught on to the Instagram thing really, really fast. I mean, I remember at the time, no one had it. No one had it. So I feel like in my industry, at least.
Wow.
So I started to get on that. And, you know, as the timeline goes, I met more and more people. I met my friend Lily Galici, who I've known for like 15 years now. She started to be on a show. So then we got all this sort of exposure from me because I was doing her hair and these crazy looks. And then eventually, you know, my following kept growing. And then Kim Kardashian saw my Instagram.
Yeah.
And then that was 10 years ago. And then that's really where kind of it took my career to the next level. Obviously, they are like very powerful women, you know, in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So they did a lot for me, or they do still, because I still work with them.
Wow.
And then, yeah, from there, it's just like a little ladder that just keeps going and going.
Yeah. So I'm really glad you brought up the Kim Kardashian thing, because I did find that out, and that was really interesting to me. So, you know, what was that like when she found you? Like, what was your life like at the time? Because I know you said you were 21 years old when you were working at the salon in Beverly Hills. How old were you when she found you?
Well, 10 years ago. So I was about to be 24, I was about to be 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when they found you, were you kind of still working for the salon, or were you still?
No, actually, it's a long story, but
yeah.
I left the salon about a year after.
Okay.
Because I realized it wasn't for me. I didn't want to work I didn't want to go into a job every day.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to do photo shoots and creative things and kind of like freelance.
Yeah.
So that didn't last very long. It served its purpose, you know, but yeah, I remember when Kim's team called, I was like sitting on a plane on the way to on my first trip, like overseas to, where was it? To Munich for a job. And I remember like sitting, like the plane was about to take off, and they're like, can you come do Kim's makeup tomorrow to test, you know, to try, she wants to try you out. I mean, at that point, you know, I was like, can I get out of the plane? Can I get off? Like, I need to cancel this, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, I talked to whoever at the time was like the supervisor, and she's like, don't worry, just go on your trip. when you come back, you know, she'd love to try you. And she tested me, or, you know, we had a trial, and I started working for her. And then once you work with one of them, it's kind of like, you know, they kind of refer you to one another. You know, I've worked with Kendall and Kylie.
Yeah.
I mean, with all of them, I've worked with every
course.
single Kardashian.
So when you started working with them, like, I know that was, I mean, Kim Kardashian's huge, of course, we know that, but were you nervous at all?
Yeah, I was very nervous. Yeah. I mean, I was, you know, 20, like I said, 24, 25 at the time. So, you're never really prepared, you know, I mean, it's kind of like they say, just, if you stay ready, you know, you ain't gotta, whatever. How do you
stay ready, be ready?
Yeah, something like that. But you're really not ever ready, you know, when you're that young and you get an opportunity like that. You know, you could think you're as good as you want to think, but from that point until today, I've grown tremendously, like, as an artist, you know. So I'm just grateful that she was able to, you know, take a chance on me.
It's amazing that you say that, because from your story from the beginning, like, I really think, you know, somebody like you deserves that opportunity. And some people, like you said, just aren't fit for school. They're not fit to be at a 9-to-5 job, and they get to show their creativity like you do every day on a daily basis. And that's what I think makes the world go around. It's the special people like you. And it's really cool
Thank you.
to hear. Yeah, of course. It's just awesome and amazing, because who would have thought, you know?
I know.
You know, you may have thought in the back of your mind, but then when it really happens, you're like, this is why I'm here.
Yeah, especially for me, you know, being born in Mexico and growing up there, in very humble beginnings. Like, when I look back at, like, me just being like a kid, and, like, you know, my house, we didn't have, like, hot water. We didn't have windows in my house. Like, I grew up, like, in a farm, which is beautiful, by the way. Like, I think it's, like, a very positive thing. But, you know, who would have, if someone told me, you know, when I was a little kid, like, you're going to be working with the most famous women in the world and traveling around in private planes, you know, staying at the best hotels, seeing the world. Like, you know, none of my family's ever done that.
Yeah.
Like, my family's never even been to Vegas.
Wow.
Like, some of my, like, my dad, like,
that's crazy.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's like a culture shock in a sense, but it just makes me really grateful to, like, be where I'm at and the position that I'm able to have today.
You've traveled all around the world. You've been to the Met Gala. You've been to a bunch of award shows. You've worked with Vogue. You've worked with Variety. What, you know, makes you motivated on a daily basis, like when you wake up? Because, you know, you're into your career. You're going to be starting other projects, and you're continuing to grow. What makes you motivated on a daily basis?
I mean, it's hard to stay motivated, you know. I'll be real with you. I think especially when you have a hectic schedule, and, like, I haven't stopped for 15 years, you know. So, like, I mean, I just started learning how to balance and how to take a step back and take a week off, or, you know, or if I have no work, and not have anxiety, because as artists, we're like, oh shit, I'm not working for 2 days. Like, is my career over? You know, like, you start to think all these things. But to answer the question, I mean, I find inspiration in a lot of things. I mean, my family for me means everything. So I feel like everything I do is for me, but also for them, you know, and just, like, to get this far, I just feel like it's kind of my responsibility to, you know, I don't know. It just goes back to, like, my grandpa, and, like, bringing his kids, leaving his whole family behind, you know, and coming to America to, like, for work, you know, and as an immigrant, and would send them money for them to survive, you know, X, Y, and Z. I just feel like I have to honor, like, his sacrifice. Yeah. And if I came to America and had an opportunity like this, and it keeps going up, then I feel like that's what motivates me and inspires me to keep going. And I mean, I love what I do at the end of the day. So I love makeup. I love beauty. I love this whole thing I'm doing. So that's why I work a lot, because it just doesn't, to me, it's not work, because I'm, like, enjoying it.
I say this to a lot of people, and especially my close friends: do what you love, and everything else will fall into place.
Totally.
I think that just is a really, really important thing, because if you're going to put yourself in a job like a 9 to 5 and you're not happy, you're wasting your time.
Mm-hmm.
Do what makes you happy, because life is so short.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter what other people think of you. It doesn't matter. Do what makes you happy. Like you said, you told your dad, I don't want to go to school.
Yeah.
I want to do what makes me happy.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it's,
you got to be bold, you just got to be real with yourself.
Yeah.
And I always talk about this, in other things, or, because there's so many people that are unhappy at their jobs or whatever. And I get it. Sometimes, not everyone figures it out right away or whatever, but I just encourage people to always like dig deeper and just say, fuck it, and go do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause
100.
like, what is there to lose? Like, you know what I mean?
We only live one life.
Right.
We're not promised tomorrow.
Exactly.
Like you said, you get nervous when you don't work for 2 days. Yeah, because you love it so much, because you feel like you're falling behind in those 2 days, because you know that there's more to it. I can get ahead in those 2 days. So no, I really like that one a lot. But back in 2012, you were part of a reality TV series, Shahs of Sunset. Is that correct? So what was that like for you?
Well, that's the show that Lily was on.
Okay.
So I would make a little appearances, but I wasn't like a cast member officially. Yeah. It's reality TV. I think it gave me a lot of exposure,
Yeah.
But for me, it gave me exposure and an opportunity to show what I do through Lily, So I don't want to say like I wasn't on the show as like a socialite. Like, I'm not a socialite. Like, like I'm an artist.
Yeah.
So when I was able to show what I could do on Lily at that age, and, trying to like me hustling, trying to be where I am today.
Yeah.
It just gave me a platform. So I think it was great. It was great to have, and for Lily to be on it. And we made a lot of noise at the time. So
that's awesome. You got that exposure at such a young age, and it helped you, continue in your career at such a young age. I really like that one a lot. But what do you like to do in your free time? Because when you're not, doing beauty and makeup and hair, and you're not traveling all around the world and going to shows and, working with the biggest celebrities in the world, what's on your agenda for your free time?
When people ask me this, I never know what to say, because I feel like all I do is kind of work, but again, because it doesn't feel like it, and I enjoy it, I feel like that's partially what I do for fun. But when I really disconnect, it's all about family for me. Like today, after this, I'm going to my family's in Ventura County.
Oh wow.
And because I have the rest of the day off, I work tomorrow, but we'll just hang out with my brothers, my sister, my mom, my dad, like just make food, go to my grandma's, like see my nephews and nieces, like, you know what I mean? Like that just kind of reconnects me, in some way, like, or balances me and takes me away from work.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy that. But I love music, concerts, hanging out with my friends, going to dinners.
So just the simple things for you.
It's pretty simple. Yeah. Like, I'm not really big, like,
you
not
don't
that complicated.
You're like, I don't really care. I'd rather just work and do what I love, and then hang out with family on the side. So, that's so interesting to hear just about, your simple life, and you don't really get caught up in it. And that's because I feel like in here, you can get so caught up in it so fast, and just LA.
Yeah.
Because there's so
in the
much
nightlife.
Yeah.
That's why I live in the valley.
Oh, you do?
Because it keeps me away from trouble.
Yeah. Hey, the valley, the weather is so hot out there.
I don't leave my house. I just keep it at 71 or 70 and I'm good.
So you don't leave your house. Are there any like TV shows that you like to watch, or I
don't watch TV.
Really?
I know people always, I like movies. Okay. I love movies. Like I love to go to the movies and watch a good movie that interests me.
Yeah.
But I think I have ADD a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like I can't sit still. Like, or if I'm even just watching the movie or anything, I'm just thinking about like how they got to that shot the whole time. I'm like, I wonder what kind of lighting they did for that. And I want,
you're in work mode.
I start to just like dissect it. But movies I love. So
Did
no
you
TV
see-
shows though.
No, that's crazy.
I don't even watch the ones that are. People are always like, "Oh, I saw you on the Kardashians." I'm like, I don't watch anything.
You're like, I don't know. It doesn't faze me.
Yeah.
Did you see Barbie?
I didn't. I want to.
What?
Yeah, I
You
really
gotta
want
see-
to.
You got to see that. I saw it, I think 2 weeks after it came out. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I heard the concept was really, really like good.
I liked it. I mean, a lot of people had their differences about it, but I did like how they showcased the men and the women. It was cool that they gave both genders platforms.
Yeah,
I really
I'm gonna
liked
check
that
it
a lot.
out for sure.
Yeah, you definitely have to. Well, I mean, it's probably be on streaming in a month or two
Yeah,
anyways.
I'll wait for
now
that.
Yeah, you don't even
My
have to leave
living
your
room is
house.
very comfortable. So
You what?
my living room is
Yeah.
pretty cozy. So.
Do you have what's in the living room couch? Do you have like a cool vibe or like
I
how's
have
that?
like the cloud couch.
Oh, okay.
Which just like you just sink in and
Oh, geez.
yeah.
No wonder why you don't leave.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So, what's your craziest makeup story that you've been a part of?
Crazy in what sense?
As in, like, either like embarrassing or like just one wild story you're like you did not expect to happen, or just something like crazy that happened.
You know, in that department, I've been pretty good. I haven't had any chaos.
Yeah.
Maybe my worst nightmare was like one of my clients, like her lipstick smeared from the mic, so she had like red here, and I was like freaking out. 'Cause, you know,
So
I
nothing.
don't let that happen.
Yeah, nothing
but
crazy.
no, nothing crazy. Yeah,
That's
I mean, my
interesting.
people are really. I don't know. We have a good workflow. You know.
Yeah.
So
So you're repped by the one agency.
the only. Yeah.
Sorry, my apologies there. So how did that come about for you?
Yeah, so the only agency I've been with for I think like 7-8 years now. Well, they kind of found me. I wasn't really looking for an
Yeah.
agent. But Chloe, who was my agent there, my first agent,
Yeah.
she contacted me. Oh no, my friend Rob Sheppy actually contacted me and was like, "Hey, the only agency is looking for artists, and you know, they want to have a meeting with you."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay." Like I wasn't looking for it, so I
Yeah.
was like, "Cool." Like that sounds like a level up. Like, you know, it sounds like a little
Yeah.
like we're getting somewhere. So I met with them, and yeah, I had a good talk with them. I told them like my dreams and or you know what I wanted to be doing, and yeah, we've worked pretty well together.
That's interesting. So you have an agency, you have an agent, well, you have so much going on. No wonder why you just like to chill in your free time.
Yeah,
I don't blame you. I wouldn't even want to leave the house
Yeah.
either. You're working like crazy.
yeah.
So what does a daily work schedule look like for you? Like how like from just like morning to night?
Well, it could go two ways. It could be an easy day, such as, you know, I'll do Kris Jenner's makeup at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
and then have the rest of the day. Or it could be a day like I'm having tomorrow, which is 2 photo shoots in one day. Starting at 7, ending at 3, starting at 4, ending at ? So
Oh my gosh.
it could go either way. Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So on average, I know it may just depend, but how long does it take to do Kris Jenner's makeup in the morning if you start at 8 o'clock?
Oh, I could do her in 40 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's easy. She also doesn't have time, you know.
Wow.
She's such a busy
Yeah.
woman that she wants to be in and out, and it works for her, works for me.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So let's say in the morning at 8 a.m. you're doing Kris Jenner's makeup, and then it could be 4 in the afternoon at your second time of the day, and then you're starting work, another part of work.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
So I remember you said earlier in the show, you trying to find that healthy balance and, you know, finding that time to really, you know, utilize and hang out with family and just kind of chill. But, you know, how do you find that, like, just on a daily basis? Because some days are crazier than others. Like you say, you don't let you travel so much, but like, how do you find that healthy balance?
Yeah. I mean, taking some time for myself, you know, that like is valuable to my health, like
Yeah.
working out, you know, that's like me time. So even if it's like an hour a day, I try to keep up with that. I mean, I go to therapy, like, you know, we all have some kind of trauma and stuff in life. So I do that. Yeah, just things like that are like like even eating healthy, you know,
Yes.
is like good for your soul and your body and your mind.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
100%. Or do you go to Erewhon?
No, I don't.
Okay, good. I don't either. It's so expensive.
Yeah. I mean, if it was like by my house, I would go.
Yeah.
But since it's not, I just don't. I'm like,
Where do you
I
go?
would go.
Where do you grocery shop? I go to Trader Joe's.
you know what's funny? I hate going to the grocery store.
You don't grocery
My
shop.
sister lives with me.
Oh, okay.
She's 23.
Oh, nice.
You know, and she kind of like helps me out with things,
Yeah.
personal stuff. So I have her go.
Oh, you're lucky. You have somebody that goes for you.
I don't like to go. I don't know what it is. I'm not even being like a diva. I don't like going to the grocery store.
No.
I don't know why. I just don't like it.
Yeah, you know, I didn't like going to the grocery store when I lived in Florida.
Yeah.
Just because like I'm like a big like safety person. The world is so crazy. I don't trust a lot of people as it is. But going out here, I feel safer because there's security guards at
Yeah.
Ralph's, and Trader Joe's doesn't.
Yeah.
But Ralph's has like security guards,
Yeah.
and they kind of stand at the door, and I'm like, all right, I feel a little more comfortable coming in here now because we're like we're safe, we're secured.
Yeah.
So what do you think sets you apart from other makeup artists? Like, I know you're a celebrity makeup artist, but what do you think sets yourself apart from other makeup artists? Because it's still very competitive. It may not, I mean, I don't really, know the makeup industry and the beauty industry like you do, of course, but what do you think sets you apart from other artists?
I mean, I think we're all different,
Yeah.
really. I think it's very important not to compare yourself ever
Yeah.
to anyone. Because I think we all have, like what I do, my routines, my techniques, my everything.
Yeah.
Nobody could do what I do. Nobody. And if you were a makeup artist, nobody could do what you could do
Yeah.
because you bring something to the table. You bring your energy, you bring your talent. So I think what separates me from the other makeup artists is just simply that I'm me and I am my own thing and my own entity. And you know what I mean? Like I have my own energy and, cause it's not just about talent, you know what I mean? It's not, it's knowing how to be professional, knowing, how to read a room,
Yeah.
how to be in a room with big energies and,
So, that's so interesting. I really like that. Like not comparing yourself to other people because you're your own person. You're your own individual. You're unique.
yeah.
That's what makes you special. That's what makes you stand out.
Yeah.
Nobody else can do what you can do. I like that a lot. That's a really good one there. But you're going to be, or actually recently in April, you had a workshop.
Yeah.
So what was that like? That was Maestro workshop.
Yeah.
That was really cool. It sold out. I saw on April 5th and 6th. It was a few months ago. We need another one, by the way.
I know. I know.
So tell us about that.
Maestro workshops just came around. So I've done a lot of classes around the world, like Mexico, Middle East, Europe. I've done many and they're always very rewarding, I feel. When I teach and all the students come up to me and just say how much they loved it or they've learned or they've applied my techniques to them. I've done, very big classes, 200 to 500 people per class. So it's a lot. So for Maestro, I was like, for years, people keep asking like, when are you having another class? And I don't know, I do things when I'm ready for them, not because I feel like I have to. So at the end of last year, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a class, my own, because most of the other ones are like partnered with like so-and-so is bringing me, to teach a class.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do my own thing. And of course, I like to do everything my way and make it big and look like a big production. So I did Maestro and I only wanted to do like very intimate. So I only allowed 24 seats.
Wow.
Because I just feel like I wanted to give my students like the attention and for them to feel, like I was interacting. And it was 2 days. So the first day we had like, a few different looks I taught them and techniques. And the second look was the workshop. So that second day I spent a lot of time with them and, hands-on, like telling them what to do or my opinions and tricks and stuff. So I wanted it to be really intimate and moving forward, there'll definitely be more. Just it's a lot of planning. you know, on top of like my busy schedule. So, and I'm such a control freak that I like, it's hard for me to like pass it on to somebody else to do. But I think I'll do one in December in New York.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Christmas time, New York. That's perfect.
Yeah. For the makeup show. You know the makeup show?
I don't, but tell me about it because I'm
the makeup
really
show is
interested.
like an event, a big makeup event where a lot of brands come in and showcase, you know, their products, and they have booths. It's like a trade show.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's a lot of classes, a lot of artists come and teach, and, you know, mingle with each other, network.
Yeah, so it's a big networking event.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Oh, wow.
It's really, really cool.
So potentially you'll be doing that in December.
Yeah.
Nice. Like right around the Christmas time.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I mean, it's like a few months away.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe we're already in fall.
The year's over.
I mean, we're yeah, I know. I don't even remind me. That's so crazy. I mean,
No.
I just feel like right when it comes around September, my birthday, your birthday
Yeah,
too. It's
our
like
birthdays.
it flies by so fast. I'm going to be 25 on the 25th.
Oh, we're 10 years apart.
I know, that's crazy. Both Libras in the same room. They have
Do you sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you know other people with our birthdays?
No, actually, there is somebody at work. I work at Fashion Nova, and there's a person there who has the same birthday as me.
Really?
Other than that, I don't really know anybody that has the same birthday. I have some friends that are in the Septembers, but nothing
Yeah.
on the 25th.
I have so many people that I know on our birthday.
That's crazy. It's such a weird birthday because it's October, November, 2 months from Christmas, right? Yeah. Is it October, November, or 3 months? 3 months. 3 months. Yeah. Sorry, math, not my strong suit. That's crazy. I still can't believe that. But recently you were in New York a few months ago. So how was that?
I go there very often.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot. But I love New York. I could live there in a heartbeat for sure. I think I'll move there eventually, but right now I can't because I have work and all the clients are here, and really everything is like shot in LA now.
Yeah, I know. I mean, New York is so, big for the modeling scene and Broadway
and fashion.
Fashion. Yeah, exactly. But LA's I guess it's the movie production capital of the world.
Yeah.
So how often do you travel to New York?
For example, a few weeks ago, I was back and forth. Within like 2 weeks, I went like 3 times.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That's a 6-hour flight too.
Thank God for those little beds.
Oh my goodness. That's
just
crazy.
sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually sleep like a baby on planes.
Really?
Yeah. Before I even take off, I'm already like passed out.
I have so much energy. I can't sleep on planes.
Oh, really?
No, I can't.
Not even if like a red eye? Like
I've never taken a red eye.
Oh, okay.
I probably will, but I just can't sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to get up and walk around. I won't use the bathroom on planes because I feel like I'm claustrophobic, and it's just a small little space, and I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna get locked in here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a tight space for sure.
Yeah, it is. Man, that's so interesting. You just have so much going on a daily basis, and it's just really cool to hear like your story and just everything that you've been able to accomplish, and the highs, the lows of your career from starting off to moving to LA, and it's remarkable. If you weren't living in LA though, other than New York, I guess that would probably answer my question. But where else do you think you would live?
Paris or London. I love those cities. I don't know why. Even Tokyo is like
really
so clean, so beautiful. I mean, the world just has so much beauty, I mean, Mexico itself, like Guadalajara and Mexico City, I'm obsessed.
Would you ever see yourself moving back to moving back there later in life?
Probably not, but definitely having a house and like building a house or something. To like vacation. I could see that a lot.
There's a lot of history to Mexico. I've been to the tourist spots. I've been to Cozumel, Cancun, and around there. I mean, I was a lot younger, but I definitely want to get a chance to go to Cabo San Lucas and Tulum. I mean, those are like the hot spots, but they are cool and stuff. So I definitely go. I need to find time in my life, like kind of like how you said, healthy balance. Find that, because especially being out here, you're trying to just go, but you have to find that healthy balance. But living in LA all these years, for you, there's a lot of food places. Are you a foodie at all?
I love food. I don't think I'm like that crazy about like
Yeah.
I think if I could have something healthy and I mean, I don't know.
What-
Like
what's
the
your,
sweet
like-
greens. Yeah, I love sweet greens.
Yeah, that's good. So what's like your go-to, like you just love, you crave it, you're like, I gotta have this maybe once a week, like I gotta have this like food place that you like?
As of now, I love this place called Poke Titi.
Okay.
And so it's just a poke bowl.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I crave it like all the time. So like once a week I have it.
That's all throughout LA? I've never heard of it.
No, I think it's just in the valley in Tarzana. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's just very clean and very like, I don't know, it tastes really good.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's so many food places here
Yeah.
in LA. I mean, that's
Yeah. I mean, like I go to restaurants and
Yeah.
stuff, but I'm not really like that person you see like, at a restaurant three times per week or, you
Yeah.
know, it's like every once in a while I go to dinner, but I cook a lot at home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And nothing special. I'm just like, it's just fuel,
Yeah.
It's just like, I just got to get my protein in,
Yeah.
my veggies in. And,
What do you like to like? I know you say you're not like the biggest cook, but like, what do you
Yeah.
like to cook?
I usually just cook like chicken, or turkey with veggies.
Yeah.
I love ceviche.
I've heard of that. Tell me a
Yeah.
little bit more about that. Because
Ceviche
yeah.
is either shrimp or fish,
Okay.
marinated in lemon
Oh,
or lime.
that sounds good.
It's cooked in lemon, and then you add like cilantro, onions, tomato, avocado,
Oh, okay.
and then you eat it with like chips. You add you don't know what ceviche is?
I've heard of it, but like I don't know of it like that. I've definitely heard of it. I've seen it before.
Yeah.
The name might be throwing
Yeah.
me off a little bit. If I saw it in front of me, I'd probably be like, oh, I know
Yeah.
what that is.
Next time you go to a restaurant, if you see it, just get it.
Okay, I will. I'll be like, a friend of mine said that I have to try this here. I've seen it, but now I really have to try it.
Yeah.
I made the Chipotle guacamole last weekend.
Okay.
It was really good. It was actually my first time ever
Yeah.
cutting up an avocado.
Really?
That was horrible. Do they have like avocado like machines where you can like press it so it does it for you? Because that was a nightmare for me.
I'm so Mexican that I don't know. I just crack it.
That was terrible.
Sorry.
I was like, I was doing it. It was my first time, and I mean, I've had guacamole, I've had avocados before, but doing it by yourself,
Yeah.
especially for the first time, I was using the big knife and I was slicing it and I was peeling it, and I was like, this is
Yeah.
a lot of work. No wonder why a lot of people don't like to do avocados, because it's so much work.
Just cut it in half all the way
Okay.
around. Scoop that ball out.
Yep.
And then just get a spoon and just take it out and then just smash it.
Ah, okay.
Try
Yeah.
that.
It's
Because were you trying to cut it like neatly or?
Yeah, I watched the TikTok video and they were like doing it a certain way and they cut it down the middle, and I was like, I can do this. I got like halfway and it just didn't work out for
Yeah.
me. So I was just sitting there for like 2 minutes. I got the avocado out,
Yeah.
but it wasn't done smoothly.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can't peel it. It's not a. Is it a fruit or a vegetable? I don't know. I think it's a fruit, right?
I think it's a fruit. Yeah.
They call it technically.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't peel it. You just have to cut it in half and then just
Scoop it.
scoop it. That helps. Try that.
Okay. Yeah, that'd probably be better for me, because that was just
Yeah.
that was a disaster.
That sounds kind of good right now.
Guacamole. Yeah, I like Chipotle's guacamole. It's really good. And now that the recipe's on TikTok, you can just go on there.
Really?
Yeah, I did it last weekend. It was super easy. It was red onions, jalapeno peppers, 2 avocados, some cilantro, and some lime and lemon juice, I
Yeah.
think, and then no salt and no salt, no pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was super easy.
That's a pretty common guac for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it's like some fancy
No.
guac, because I've been to some restaurants before and they're like
Yeah.
super. It's like really fresh and stuff.
My brother makes the best guac.
Really fresh.
I don't know what he puts in it, but it's like garlicky. I don't know. It's so good.
That
It's so
sounds good.
Yeah.
I've also noticed guacamole is really heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Like just eating it, like you have that aftertaste of guacamole I had it for like a couple hours. I'm like, this is heavy.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't know.
It is
like,
a fat.
It is, but it was like sitting in my stomach, and I was like, this is heavy.
Yeah.
So, but once I made it, and it was a big bowl of it, and I had it for a few days, and I was like, that's the thing, because
Yeah.
it doesn't taste the same when it's not
Nah.
fresh.
It's
Once
fresh is the best.
Once it sits in the fridge, it's like
Yeah. I'm such a harsh critic too with my Mexican food because I'm Mexican. So if I go to a place, I'm like, yeah, this is not fresh. This is not fresh guac. I could taste it,
Yeah.
Like, this is not it.
I'm not like the biggest like food. I mean, I'm a food person, but like I've like tried a lot of different foods as I've gotten older because some of my friends are like, you got to eat a little bit more than just the plain foods you eat. Because for me, I'd have steak, potatoes, and like broccoli every night, or like just chicken, rice, and broccoli. Like just healthy. It's easy, like you said. But I don't know. I'm just super picky when it comes to food.
Yeah.
So as I've gotten older, I've like expanded my horizon of foods. But with the black beans, I do the Goya, the little packet. I heard that's like an essential.
Yeah.
So I throw that in with the black beans. It makes it taste so much better.
Yeah. We kind of make our beans from scratch. Like
what?
Yeah. I don't really like canned food or anything.
Oh, I don't. Yeah. I don't blame you.
It's good.
Yeah.
Like when you're when you're rushing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we boil the beans and do the whole thing. Yeah.
Wow.
It's like a very Mexican thing.
Yeah. So so food is like your thing then.
I mean, I think it's a part of me.
Yeah.
But I don't have like an emotional relationship with food. Like one of my friends actually taught me that, when I was like trying to shred and it's true, people, if you think and you feel like you have to have a donut every morning, then you're going to have a donut every morning.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that connection and emotional attachment to like a coffee or a donut or whatever it is, then you'll be fine.
Do you think some people, right, they say, I need coffee, I need soda, I need donuts. Like, do you think they really need it, or that's just like in their mind that they need that?
I think it's in our mind. Yeah. For sure. You don't need anything, but you want it. You want it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a difference.
But that kind of goes back to, does it make you happy?
Yeah.
It does. But I think there's like there's a fine line with that too. It's like, well, I want that, or I have a Ferrari. Do I need that Ferrari?
Right.
Or there's just so many things that go into it. But I can definitely relate to that.
But to each their own, I only have control of myself.
Yeah, so. Exactly. Hey, do what you gotta do. I'm not paying for it.
Yeah,
you're paying for
exactly.
it. So you've lived in LA all these years. So it's been 15 years now?
No, my God, like 16 years or something.
Wow. So what is your favorite thing about living in LA, and what is your least favorite thing about living in LA?
Traffic is my least favorite.
Yep.
I hate traffic so much, and it's gone so bad.
Yeah.
My favorite thing, I mean, it's LA. People dream of coming to LA.
Yeah.
If you think about it, we take for granted, the little touristy things, the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Malibu, downtown, even downtown LA. LA has a lot of culture, a lot of spots, a lot of food. I mean, I think it's just great, and I think there's a lot of opportunity in LA, especially in kind of our field, beauty or entertainment. Like, I mean, everyone is somebody. Everyone's trying to be somebody. Yeah. So, if you're around the right people and like focus, like it could really do a lot for you.
I'm really glad you said that, because I think if you take it a different way and you kind of go a different route, and everyone's going to have their own thing going for them, but it can eat you alive too. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't, like you say, if you don't stay focused and you're not ready, it can come at you like 100 miles an hour, because it's for most people, I mean, a lot of people are from so many different parts of the world and so many different parts of the United States where you're not close to home. If you're young and you're moving out here, if you don't, do it right and do it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying, this day you need to do this and this day you need to do that, but like you say, stay focused and stay ready, because one, you never know who you're going to meet.
You never know.
And two, you never know what can happen to you.
Yeah. And there is a little bit of, like the fake shit in LA.
Yeah.
I hate that. I've never been, I don't kiss ass. I don't, hang around people just because of who they are or what they do. Like
I'm not a big fan of that either. I've seen some people that I've met and friends, and I'm like, they're not here for the right reasons. And I don't want to assume, but it doesn't seem like they will be staying here long because of what they're getting themselves into. But it can happen very fast. I mean, social media, Instagram, you can send somebody a DM that minute, and the next minute you're at some crazy nightclub with them, and your whole life can turn upside down, and you start following in and getting into that pattern. Because,
that part of the nightlife and stuff is like scares me in a way, because I've seen so many people just fall into things and destroy their careers. It's
sad.
Yeah, it's really sad. So
there's a lot of people that have been so famous and don't even have to name names, but they've lost their platform because of things they've done, and they've ruined their career.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be, it's tough because some people say it's like, well, you're judging a book by its cover, but they get a bad rep, and then they stay with that, and people remember them, and they're like, oh, I remember that person. Look where they are now.
Yeah.
LA's
you never know who people
Nope.
will become. And that's why kindness is just so important, you know? Like,
Yep.
I mean, I remember, like, I don't even know, like more than 10 years ago for sure. Like, I was sitting at a club, you know, because I do go out like here and there to like a bar or whatever with my friends. But at the time, I was like at this event with one of my clients, and I was sitting next to this guy, and you know, he was passing like a joint, and everyone's passing a joint, which is normal.
Yeah,
like,
it's LA. Weed's legal here. Yeah.
Point is, you know, he was really nice to me, and he just chilling. And then years later, I saw pictures of that night, and I was sitting next to Drake. So it was Drake. He wasn't big yet. Like, I didn't even know who he was.
Wow.
Like, I think he had one song that first song he came out or something.
Yeah.
But I thought it was just so cool, you know, like I remember him from him being kind and nice and cool. Yeah. And then he became Drake. Same story with Bad Bunny. I remember I did Becky G's video for Mayores, and he had like no team, and he was like just starting. Like, he had no wardrobe, no nothing. Wow. And he was so cool and so kind, and then he became Bad Bunny. It's like, I love stories like that.
Yeah,
like,
me too. I'm so glad you said that, because I think so many celebrities, and I don't know many, I mean, I've come across a few here and there, but I think so many of them get such a bad rep for social media and just seeing online, or if they're on a reality TV show, but the outside people, they don't know them.
Yeah.
Unless you're around them on a daily basis, you're not going to know how kind they are. Yeah. You might see through a PR thing, or they get these little snippet clips of them. You don't know them. Yeah. You know, it's like, you don't need to judge them unless something like crazy comes out, whatever. But there's two sides to every story.
Right.
So I'm really glad you said that, because some people get this bad rep of these celebrities, and it's like, you don't know them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You don't know them. Nobody knows. And, you know, unless you know them, like I said, then you could judge. But otherwise, it's just content.
Yeah. It's just filtered through content that you see online because they post some picture. And then, you know, you have your people out there, your keyboard warriors that get upset when a celebrity posts, you know, a cool photo, and they can't handle it. And it's like, I'm sure you have flack on your comment section. I don't even know if you check it, but
I don't check it a lot, but I don't know. I think I've put myself in a position where, like, I don't know, I'm not really like a drama person or like portray myself as that. So I think my comments and everything is always pretty positive.
Yeah.
I think 99% positive.
Which is good.
Yeah.
That's a success rate right there. Anything over like
I'm not blocking people every day. Like I'm, you know, here and there you have your, you know, your little haters.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's what they want is to get a reaction out of you. So it's like, why even? Yeah. Like, I'm not going to give you what you want. You want me to react to you. Yep. And I could put you in your place, but it's not my place to put no one in their place. Yeah. So I'm just going to ignore you. And
I like that, because I have that issue too on YouTube. We post these short clips, and they do very well on YouTube Shorts. I'm very gracious for YouTube Shorts, because they do very well on there. But I get so many keyboard warriors on there, and I get so upset. But like you just said, I'm so glad you said that. Don't need to put them in their place. They're wanting to get a rise out of you. That's exactly what they want. One of my close friends from back home, he's my best friend, Billy, and he says this to me. He's like, they want to get a rise out of you. He said, don't even let it bother you. Yeah. That's exactly what they want. They're not the one putting the time and the effort of doing the podcasts and doing this, just like you with your makeup. It's not worth it.
No, they're behind a screen talking shit, and they're miserable. Yep. I mean, that tells us enough, right? Yep. For us to be able to be like, bye. Yeah. Like, I'm working on building an empire. I don't know what you're doing. Yeah. So. I'm working on building my brand. Like, if you want to hate on it, go right ahead. Right. I'm going to continue to keep pushing. Yeah. You don't pay my bills. No, I'm putting you right in the rear view mirror. You're in the old car. We're in the new car. But as always, for my guests, I always do 5 questions to end the show. Yeah. And just to kind of give a little bit, more about you. Who is your biggest inspiration? My biggest inspiration. I mean, as a makeup artist, I always, looked up to Kevin Aquan, who is like, I mean, every makeup artist knows who that is. So I think he inspired us all. But, I think like Scott Barnes and Christopher Buckle, those are all guys that you could look them up if you
I will. I'm going right after the show.
But, at the time where I was coming up, those were the guys doing, like incredible things. Billy B, Sam Fine, like they were all the kings of glam, and when they were, at their peak, and they're still at their peak, by the way. Like I'm not,
Yeah, they're still.
But they inspired me a lot. But for me, like I always tell this story how when I was growing up, I loved Christina Aguilera, and she was like one of my biggest inspirations. Like I loved her music, her voice. And I always used to say I'm going to work with her in high school. And, people would shut me down real quick. They'd be like, shut up. You're not never going to be shit. Like, you ain't shit. But, that's like funny to look back at because it's like that's just the mentality that we're kind of taught in high school or whatever. So then, to fast forward to like now, she's one of my really good friends and client. And thanks to her, I travel, the world and do all these cool things together. So it's like, wow.
Looking back on your personal life, what would you have done differently just throughout your career, if anything?
I think the only thing I would honestly change, because I wouldn't want to change anything, would just be to like be easy on myself, like to not pressure myself and feel like I'm running out of time or something, or like going against the clock. Like just chill, let things come as they please, and timing's everything for everything. For your projects, for your relationship, whatever. Timing, I believe, is everything.
What was your first job ever in life, and what was your biggest takeaway from it?
My first job. I remember my first job was at this burger place called Foster Freeze. And I was actually like 14. I just wanted to work so bad. 14 or 15. I just wanted to make money and have my own money. And I wasn't ready. I was like, I didn't know what I was getting into. So, the manager there was like a really mean guy. So he like had me like mopping and, which is fine. It's like it was a learning thing. But at the time I was so sensitive and I was like, so I quit like in 2 days because I couldn't do it. But, just life's not always what you want it to be. It's like full of mystery.
Is there a common misunderstanding stereotype about your profession?
I feel like there is. I'm like trying to think of what they are. Yeah, that everything is glamour, that everything is just like we have the best lives and we just, we look pretty and we like, that's it. That's not it. Let me tell you, that is not it. People don't see all the hard work that goes into being a makeup artist, being a professional, working with, high profile people. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. We carry around 80-pound kits, 2, 3, 4, travel with them. Sometimes the airlines, miss the bags. And then, I mean, it's a lot more than that. But, it's like organizing your kit, cleaning your kit. Like you have assistants, you have like, it's a whole production to just do what we do. So it's like, it's not all like, people only see the good on social media. They don't see the sweat that goes behind everything.
Yep. I'm really glad you said that. The last question here, what was the biggest challenge that you've overcame?
Well, so far in my life, in 2021, I was diagnosed with testicular cancer. Yeah, November 2021. That was a very, that was a shocker. I didn't see that coming. I had 2 surgeries and was in chemo for 3 months. Like no hair, no nothing. So I think that's been like the hardest. It takes you to a different place, you know. I think for me, like when I was at the hospital, that first day I went to like check if what was going on with me, and the doctor comes in the room and tells you, you know, like it's cancer.
Wow.
Your life, you know, flashes right in front of your face. Like,
Yeah.
like what? Like, am I gonna die?
Jeez.
Is this it for me?
Yeah.
Like, what's gonna happen with my family? With like so many thoughts, you know, come into your head.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't know. It's for me, like I didn't even feel sorry for myself. For me, it was like, damn, what is my family gonna do? How are they gonna feel? Like, which, you know, is selfless. So I think it's like cool of me, but like, I'm just the type of person, like I said earlier, to kind of not sit in the shit for too long.
Yeah.
I mean, I cried that day, but then I told the doctor, okay, what do I have to do? Because I just want to like do what we have to do and get over it.
Yeah.
And that's just my mentality. Like I have just a warrior mentality. Like whatever happens in life, whatever happens to me, like I'm gonna rise above it. I'm gonna be, you know what I mean? I'm gonna make it no matter what. And that was just a big test in my life. And through chemo, I kept working like crazy, dude. Like if people thought I was a psycho.
Yeah.
Like for, you know, like I had no energy. And looking back, I was like, man, I should have been more kind to myself, you know?
Yeah.
But there's also something to be appreciated, you know? Like I'm strong. And I think if anything, when you keep going, it's kind of like, it's what helps you pull through. And you know what I mean? It just, that helped me, like work and keeping busy, like helped me get through it. And then in May of 22, I was cleared and
wow.
I was like, okay, let's go. Let's
Praise
get to work.
Yes. That's amazing. Wow. I'm just so happy to hear that. And it was just a pleasure to hear your story today. Thank you so much for coming here and getting a chance to record in person. This was awesome. Just hearing about the beginning of your career, not making any money, living out of your car, to working with the biggest celebrities in the world, but still for you to continue to be able to push forward and keep going. The chemo story you just shared with me is remarkable. Something probably I will never forget. You know, when some people tell me certain things that resonates with me, it sticks with me. And that was just remarkable to hear what you had to say, your story. So I wish you nothing but the best in your career, to continue to keep pushing and striving for greatness, striving for success, and continuing to make a name and for yourself.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure to have you on. But before we do end, you have to plug your socials, your Instagram and your TikTok, so people can find more about you.
All my socials are at Etienne Ortega. So I've Twitter. I mean, not that I even tweet, but yeah, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all Etienne Ortega.
Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. This was episode 73. We had Etienne Ortega. He's a celebrity makeup artist. He's done makeup for Mariah Carey, Kim Kardashian, Kris Jenner, you name it. He's an amazing person, an amazing story, and I really hope you get a chance to listen to his story and his career. And he's only going to keep getting better and pushing forward. And stay tuned for his next workshop here in the next few months. And as always, guys, the Inquisitive Mamba Podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcast. We'll see you next time. Have a great weekend. Keep going.